Assalamu alaikum and dzień dobry, everyone. Sorry about that little bit you might have heard at the beginning. I wasn't sure if this thing was going to start recording or not, but anyway. Today is a reminder, Purple Hijab Day. And as you can see, I got a purple hijab on and purple in my headband. And of course, my glasses are purple, but I wear those all the time. But the reason for Purple Hijab Day is to make people aware of domestic violence, domestic abuse in all its forms. It cannot just happen between a spouse, spouses, or just live-ins if they're not married. It can happen between siblings. It can happen between parent and a child, or child and a parent, because there has been an incident in my state recently where a 12-year-old, well, he was 11 at the time, but he's now 12, but when he was 11, he deliberately, or allegedly deliberately, shot another person and his own sister. The one other person died, but his sister survived and is currently receiving treatment. So that is just one form of abuse when you do that to someone who you are supposed to be very close to, you're supposed to love and respect. But we need to find ways of stopping this at all costs. It is destroying families. It destroys communities. And it's not just for Muslims to deal with. This incident happened in my state. And of course, Iowa is not completely Muslim, as I'm sure you can figure out. But it's something we have to deal with. We have to nip it in the bud. There has to be education programs to help people learn how to deal with anger in various situations. And I have actually had it happen in my family in one way or another, although it hasn't been physical. At one time, a member of my family did have a restraining order against another person who was not being the way one would expect of someone you're supposed to love. And well, I won't go any more about that because we don't need to know all that nonsense. We just need to understand that it exists, and we have to do something about it. It has to go from the people up to the top. The government has to do their part. The schools have to do their part. Religious institutions have to do their part. Everybody who's got a brain underneath their scalp has to do their part. So we need to support those who have been abused. We need to work with those who cause the abuse and try to get them the help they need so they won't do it again, even if it means life in prison. It has to be dealt with. We can't hide it under the rug because, well, a rug can only conceal so much. So, purple hijab, or just anything purple, just think about what needs to be done, and if you have the capacity to do something about it, then do it. If you're a mandatory reporter of abuse, you have to report. Even though I'm unemployed, I am still a certified nursing assistant. I am a mandatory reporter. My oldest sister, who is a teacher, is a mandatory reporter. Another sister works in a daycare. She is a mandatory reporter. My other sister, who works at the airport, she too may be a mandatory reporter. So let's stop this abuse in all its forms. Remember, abuse can be financial, it can be sexual, it can be physical, it can be emotional. It can be a combination. Let's stop it now so that more souls may have the chance to enter God's paradise. Assalamu alaikum and Jankuya for listening.